Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Diary of an Entrepreneur, where we dive into the real and unfiltered stories of a solopreneur's life, like you. See, I'm your host, Mr. Anthony Porter, and today we are talking about something very powerful, something that can completely change the game for your business, like literally flip the script, take you to a whole nother plateau. And let me say this, it's not about some expensive software, or it's not about some secret formula, some secret tip. It's not about that. No, it's the knowledge that you already have inside of you. It's the knowledge that you carry around every single day. It's the knowledge that makes you who you are. Imagine starting and growing and scaling your business without spending time. Like all the extra dimes that you can filter out, like for yourself, for your family, for your kids, for your grandkids. Imagine you starting without spending a single dime on extra training or certificates. Imagine you starting without spending extra time on these training and certificates. Just by you using what's already in your head, that's well enough for anyone, right? So I'm talking to you as like when we having this conversation, I'm talking to you as if we are sitting right across from each other. Because I want you to understand, the Diary of an Entrepreneur is the journey of many of us who don't know the ins and outs of growing, scaling business. See, this is exactly how I got started. Let me say that. This is how I got started. And today I'm going to show you how you can do the exact same way. It's simple, man. It is so simple. Like, we don't need to keep making this thing complicated. I tell my peoples all the time, hey, man, we don't need to make this thing complicated. So we don't need to make this complicated. We need to relax. Relax. Sit back and enjoy yourself. You want to build that lifestyle? This is how you do it. You use the power of what you already know. Now, before we jump into the main content, before we jump anywhere near this main content, I need you to do me a favor. If you are new here, which everyone is probably going to be new here, because this is the very first inaugural episode of the Diary of an Entrepreneur. So don't forget to subscribe to this particular podcast. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. See, your support helps us grow. It helps us build a community. It helps us get to the point where you might become an expert and you might have some expertise and you can help someone else, but it brings more value to solopreneurs just like yourself, just like me. See, Kendrick said, no, there's no one like us. Well, before Kendrick came out with that statement, there was a guy named the Wall Street Trapper. I've been following him because I do a lot of investing. And Trap said that. He said, they're a little nervous right now because Wall Street looking more and more like us every single day. And it is. And it's not a black or brown thing. It's the way that we carry ourselves. It's the way that we maneuver. It's the way that we talk. It's the way that we handle business. It's the way that you as a person should feel comfortable. Business is fun. Make it fun. So we're going to make it fun. Like I said, now, my peeps, my homeboys, my homegirls, we're going to take this business, this solopreneur, this one man, one woman business platform, and turn it into a multi-six-figure business, so you don't have to struggle. We don't want to continue to struggle. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. So if you're ready, grab your pen and piece of paper, grab your pad. If you got your phone out and you're watching this on your TV, take some notes. All right, because it's time to jump straight into this. Y'all ready to jump in? Y'all ready to get cracking? Let's get cracking. So, tell you something. When I first started thinking about building my own business, like some of y'all, like many of us, like many of you, I thought I needed more skills, more training, more tools. But here's the truth. You don't need all that shit. You don't need more. You already have what you need up in your head. And if you think I'm BSing you, listen to what I'm about to tell you. Step one to doing and using what you already have in your head. You need to identify your expertise. Anthony, what is your expertise? What are you good at? See, we all have something that we're very good at, something that others might envy. Some of you could be math whiz. Some of you know how to use your hands to build things like wooden tables or coasters. Some of you might be good at designing t-shirts, graphic design. Some of you might be financial wizards. Some of you might have the knowledge to teach someone how to be an excellent parent without having to be an asshole type of a parent. Some of you might be experts at fitness. Now, some of you who are experts at fitness, shoot me some of y'all meal plans. Yeah, I would love to see how y'all can help me get some of this excess off. But again, whether it's a skill that you developed in a career, a passion that you have, something you have been honing on the side, or something that just comes natural to you. See, I started in corporate America. 27 years working for a government entity before I even realized that the skills I learned could become the foundation of my own business. See, over time, I sit back and the people that I chose to hang out with and talk to on a regular basis, some of these folk was in marketing, some of these folk was in television, some of these folk was in radio. And I sat back and I watched. And I started learning, like over the years, like I was a knucklehead, but over the years, it was like, you had to figure out what it was that drove them. So sales and marketing has always been in my face, but I really never paid attention. See, I knew how to lead because even within this 27-year span, I was a football coach, head coach of a youth team who decided to turn a youth team into a youth program along with the guys I chose to be around. So you had a human resource director, you had a regional manager for marketing. And then as I grew, I got involved with people in politics. I got involved with people who was running their own companies, and I'm really paying attention. So what I'm learning is learn how to communicate, how to grow something from the ground up. See, I was that guy that you would never expect to see on a golf course at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning for a golf scramble with a bunch of educated, and I'm not saying I'm not educated because I have a degree, but a bunch of educated, well-off, rich businessmen and entrepreneurs and business women. I never dreamed of that. It took me a while to see that I already had everything I needed. I just had to be around the right folk to bring that out. So take a moment to think about what people come to you for. What's the one thing you always find yourself giving them? Say something. See, now that's the clue to your expertise. If someone comes to you all the time and they ask you for your advice, that's the clue. See, the foundation is already laid in you because you're giving advice to someone. You're already a coach. You're already a consultant. Just didn't know that yet. So that's the clue to your expertise, all right? Now, so we know that that's the clue to expertise. Well, what's step number 2? Step number 2 is to monetize what you know. Well, Anthony, you gave us our expertise. Now, how the hell do we monetize? I'm glad you asked. You see, my dear friends, now you have identified the area of your expertise. It's time for you to take your crap. I'm just BSing you, man. It's time for you to take your knowledge and use it to put it to good use and monetize it. But here's the kicker. Like, for real, like, real talk. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker that you just do not understand. You don't need to wait until you're an expert. See, a lot of people fail. A lot of people are tire kickers. They waiting around until they feel like they are truly ready to be the expert. When, in fact, you just need to do one step or be one step ahead of the people you are helping. I got a buddy that's a mechanic. I know how to change brakes, but he know how to change brakes, rotors, bleed lines. He's the expert. I'm taking my car to him. And when I tell you I'm living proof of this, when I tell you I'm living proof of this, people pay. I pay every time. He know how to do all of that. Guess what? I need you to fix my car. So he fixes my car. Now, let me tell you this. I always want to give you a story because I want you to resonate and understand what it is and where it comes from. And so you will understand as you take forth and move forward with your business, how things can truly work for you. See, when I first started and launched Amplified Digital Academy, I wasn't the #1 business coach in the world. I wasn't. But I knew how to take the stuff that I knew how to take the stuff that someone needed to know from an inconsistent 5-figure income to a scalable 6-figure business. Because I had done it. I've already done it. I'm not saying I'm a millionaire. I've scaled to 6 figures. I have my candle company, Wicked Artistry Candle Co. I had a t-shirt brand, Luxy Styles, which later became Empire Promotional Services. Pay attention to mostly everything that I've done so far has been to the fact that this is what people wanted. So here's what you need to do. You need to think about this. You need to start small. This is an action tip for you. You need to start small. Offer services or products based on what you already know and build from there. Most people want to jump straight in and go for the gusto. They don't understand this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So we don't have to rush. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Amazon wasn't built in no damn day. Uber, Lyft, McDonald's, Waste Management. Shout out to all of those that I just named because those are in my stock portfolio. Don't be afraid to start with something simple. Start with something simple, man. Start with one thing. Do it for 1 year consistently. One thing and 1 year consistently. Now, and when you talk about that, you got to think about this. We got to get to step number 3. Now you want to build some authority. You people to know who you are, who the hell you is. You want people to know that. Now that you've mastered the monetization, you know what your expertise are. You've mastered the monetization. Now it's time for you to take the next step. People are afraid to take the next step. Action speaks louder than words, right? So you want to jump into the authority space. You want people to understand who you are, what it is that you do, and how it is that you're going to help them. Write that down. You want them to know who you are, what it is you do, and how the hell you're going to help them get their transformation from being broke to boss. This doesn't mean you have to be the loudest voice. No. Rules from the hood is the loudest person is always the weak-mindedest person. You don't have to have the biggest following. When I did my first ad, I had probably on my Instagram page for Empire Promotional at that time before I closed it down. I probably had 100-some followers. My first launch. And this is one of my shirts that I had put out. I was putting out funny shirts. And what it was is this shirt did well. If you read it, it says, if you see me talking to myself, do not disturb. I'm having a staff meeting. I'm a solopreneur. So I meet with myself at least 50 times a day. So for me, it started with, me sharing content online. And I didn't understand that at first, but once I understood that, the Instagram posts that I was doing, the short videos that I was posting, all of this stuff, I showed people what I knew. I showed people that I was the authority. I helped them solve that one specific problem over time. See, by me doing all of that, I started building credibility. Now, that crap didn't happen overnight. That shit didn't happen overnight. That took some blood, sweat, and tears. That took some working behind the scenes, 2 and 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and then getting up to go to a regular job because I was building my business while I was at work. A lot of times, I was in position to sit there and work on my business while I was at work. The position that I had allowed me to do that. So as I'm coming up with these ideas, like with my course, the Content OS that I'm working on as we speak, it's a system to show you how to build content. I had to build the trust of the people to get them to trust me. So once they decided they was going to trust me, I had to over-deliver. And once I started over-delivering, because I still to this day, I give away free game. And listen, man, a lot of people want to charge you for a lot of crap. They want to charge you for courses, and here you are, you paying for all this money, and half of this shit ain't even consistent. But it's cool. because you learn from your mistakes. I know I did. So there's a handful of people that I trust and follow. So here's what I need you to do, because you're building authority. Here's what I need you to do. This actionable tip is very important. Share your journey. Show people the value of what you are. What I mean by that is don't just show them you dancing on TikTok, doing the latest trend. That ain't selling. That ain't helping you that ain't helping you be in business. Show these folk what it is you do. Show them that you're human. Show them that you're a people person. Now, whether it's through your social media, whether you're writing a blog, or even if you're sitting down in a club, a speakeasy, communicating, networking, show them in conversation that you can be consistent. I mean, it's that plain and simple. Those three things, those 3 steps will help you get to a point where you would never look back. Again, you want to identify your expertise. You want to monetize what you know. And then last but not least, you want to build your authority. You want them to know that you are that person. You know, what's the latest phrase? I am him or I am her. No, we're not talking about what you identify as. I am him. I am her. You want them to know. I'm beating my chest because I want you to understand. You can come to me. I will get the answer. I have the answer. I can solve that problem, because that pain point that you are suffering with of being broke, I can help you. I can show you. Here's how you can do this. Try this strategy out. So that's how you do it. Those are the 3 steps to start using the knowledge that you already have to build, grow, and scale your own business. While you at the crib, you want to kick that 9 to 5, this is how you do it. It's no playing around. It's not about waiting until you are ready. It's about jumping off the porch. Jump your ass off the porch. Get that bread. I ain't saying scam a mug either. We got a lot of people that's doing that. We ain't doing that, man. We're not doing that. So, as you can see, this first inaugural episode, that's the main course, right? Let me give you some dessert real quick. So each time we come through this, we're going to talk about this. We got some 5 quick tips. Is it 5? I want to make sure it's 5. Yeah, we got 5 quick tips. I want to give you these 5 quick tips so you will understand exactly what it is to help you get to that next level, right? So let's jump off the porch. Let's stay 10 toes down. And I'm going to give you these quick tips you can start to use today. Number 1, start where you at. Start exactly where the hell you at. What do I mean? Don't wait for perfection. Use what you know right now. Use what you already know. If you know how to braid hair and kick it with all of the little designs and not the little jacked up stuff that you see everywhere else, if you already know how to braid hair and you want to teach people how to braid hair, start there. If you are a financial advisor and you want to teach generational wealth, you want to teach people how to get in the stock market, start there. You don't need no certificate or no damn fascinating tools. You just need to take action. All right, number 2, keep it simple. Keep it simple, silly. That's the KISS method. Keep it simple, silly. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying too damn hard, trying too much, trying to do too damn much at once. Focus on solving one problem for one person. All right? Focus on solving one problem for one person for 1 year with one product. And we're going to add another step because that's the power of 5. I just gave you the power of 4 right now. And once you've done that, you start to scale. Number three quick tip. Hey, man, stay consistent. Consistency is the secret weapon to many of you, that most solopreneurs overlook. You can't be consistent week 1, 2, or 3, then week 4, 5, and 6 you take off because you want to go to Miami and party. You're an entrepreneur. Remember, everything is going to always be your fault. So whether it's the content that you're using, reaching out to, clients, or showing up to everyday matters, that should be consistent. All right, number 2, use free tools, man. Everybody wants to tell you that use this, use that, use it. Let me tell you something. Use free tools. There are a ton of free tools out there. AI tools. Canva's one of them. We use that. Email marketing, we can use MailChimp. Now, if you have some money, and you want an all-in-one solution, I got you. But that's up to you. Nobody can force you. Everything I'm giving you is free value. But if you have some money, so write this down real quick because I don't want to get too far into this, but I want you to understand. I want you to understand something real quick. When you get to that point that you have a little money, write this down. If you need a funnel, most people go to ClickFunnels. All right. If you need a funnel, most people go to ClickFunnels. Well, ClickFunnels is probably $159. All right. If you are a startup solopreneur, you don't have $159 to spend. Maybe you do. But then you got to have an email marketing system. Well, some people go to MailChimp, and after so many subscribers, it's a lot more money. You want to post social media, you use Later or Buzz. That's $15 to $25 a month. You want to use something for your CRM, HubSpot, it's $99 a month. You still haven't registered your business. You still haven't went to the Secretary of State and become legal. So all of your startup could be roughly about 15 grand, right? Man, listen. If I told you that I had a solution that worked where you can schedule all of your social media posts in one area. You can do all of your funnels, unlimited funnels in one area. Build unlimited websites in one area. Have a missed call text back, a chat bot in one area. Build a community like school and teach in one area. For the very low price of, man, you figure it out. You tell me how much you think it's worth. And I'll tell you how much it's worth. I'll get you to email me at amplifydigitalacademy@gmail.com because that's the startup email. We'll get everything situated. Email me and you tell me how much you think it is. Or drop it in the comments. You can have reviews all in one place. All of this, all in one platform. You tell me how much you think it is. But then you got to think about this. You got to network. You got to build relationships. And that's crucial. So that's tip number 5. I got away from everything. We had tip number 5. Whether online, in person, make sure you're connecting with people who you can help grow. I see a lot of people out here. And there's a lot of people out here doing podcasts. God help them. Just God help them. That's all I can say. God help them. Now, another thing I want to do is give you my daily entry. Because this is my diary entry, because this is the diary of an entrepreneur. Let me give you my diary entry. I want to share something personal. Something that happened to me when I first started my journey. All right, so I can remember sitting in my work truck, stuck trying to figure out exactly what my next move was going to be. See, I was getting close to retire. I had all the experience in the world, but what was I going to do retiring so young? Like 28 years retired and all of this at this one particular time. See, I was terrified. But I felt like I wasn't enough. I felt like I wasn't enough. But then something clicked. Something hit me upside my head like a sack of nickels. I realized that everything I needed to succeed was already in me. I just had to stop doubting myself. I had to stop doubting myself. So that's when I decided to jump off the porch. I stopped waiting for the perfect moment to start and started using what I already knew. Now, here's the thought. When I started looking back, that was the best decision I ever made. Now, granted, retirement has always been something that a person has been taught. And I'm going to say this. We've been lied to. Not about retirement, but about education. See, they always tell you to go to school, get good grades so you can do what? Get a better job. But those better jobs always low paying. Because the more you educate yourself, the lower the pay scale drops. And it's not because of the people working. It's because of the corporations sometimes are just cheap idiots. Now, that first statement that I made, the first analogy that I made when they say go to school, get good grades, and get a better job, that was given to me by my son. My son lives in Vegas, and he said, Pop, he said, I was walking down the strip, and these guys came up to me, and they asked me what was the difference between a 4-year university and a 4-year Ivy League school. And naturally, we all thinking there's no difference, but there is. Well, there's a major difference. The difference is in a 4-year university, you are taught. Now, not all of this is what I want to say. Not all of it is the fact of it being, it's an 80-20 split. Because see, you're taught to go to school, get good grades so you can get a better job. But first they tell you to go to school to get good grades so you can go to college. And then when you go to college, you're taught to go to school, get good grades so you get a better job, correct? But the Ivy League schools and the people who are attending these schools, they are taught to go to school, get good grades so they can start the corporations to hire the ones who are going to school, get good grades to get a better job. Ponder that and tell me what you think. All right, so that's my takeaway. You already enough. Some of us don't need to go to school. Do you know that a plumber makes almost $150,000 a year? I just want to put that out there. You got people with master degrees that don't make that. But you don't need to wait for permission to get started. Jump off the porch, man. Hop off the porch, get 10 toes down, wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in, man, you be standing on business. You feel me? All right, so trust your knowledge and take your first step. So there you have it, y'all. The first inaugural episode, The Diary of an Entrepreneur, with your host, Mr. Anthony Porter. Remember, the power to build a business of your dreams is already within you. It's already within you. All you have to do is take the first step and trust what you know. Now, before we go, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. See, I need you to subscribe to Apple Podcasts or subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But I need you to leave that review. Leaving that review, that feedback means the world to me. It helps me over here at Amplified Digital Academy, the #1 solopreneur, myself, Mr. Anthony L. Porter. It helps me get this message out to even more. I'm not asking for you to subscribe or to pay for anything. I just want you to leave me a review. That's it. That's it. We need to jump this up. Kickstart this thing. All right. Hey, listen. If you need some more tips, you need some more resources, you need to grow some more, listen. I got a blog over. Check it out. Man, thank you for tuning in. And I'm going to catch you next time in the next video, the next episode, the next podcast, the next. Wait a minute. Get it how you live it. I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all, man. Peace.